Take a look at Laxation in this video. After watching this video, you will move exactly like Laxation. It's something I'd love to say. Now that's quite hard to do and we can't quite get there, but what we do have here is 7 of the most common mistakes we see players making, hurting their footwork. Getting to the middle too early. Now this one is with good intention, but it is hurting your game. If we have moved to a corner, so if I move to my forehand corner now, and I rush back too quickly, now I'm getting here too early, meaning I'll be wasting time. This actually hurts my rhythm and tempo because, as I said, I'm wasting energy getting here, but it also makes me get in and just kind of be here doing nothing, which can often lead to us seeing these double split steps, hurting our timing, hurting our tempo, and making it easier for our opponent to do deceptions. So the right thing to do here is time us coming back to the middle. So we time it the second the opponent hits the shot, I'm back, I'm ready in my split step. Diving into the next point, we're talking about the corners and we're talking about landing tall in the corners. There's one issue we often see is when players get into these corners, they'll be going down here, they can be doing a lunge, and now we land almost too narrow and too tall. What this will cause is that all the speed we have going towards this corner, it'll actually kind of continue into the corner and will be falling. So we need to, when we go into the corner, we need to land with more width in my legs and more down. Because if I land here, I land down, I land with width. Now I take this force from the jump, it's going to be absorbed into my left hip, my left thigh, and I can push back. If we succeed in doing this, you'll actually almost experience us almost just falling back to the center. And that's what really good footwork is about. It's about it leading us back to the center without us having to push hard. Now, if I get high and tall, as I said, it'll be way more tough to stop because now my chest will be moving across my body and now I'll have to push and then get back and we become slow. As a last pointer here, a tip I often give players when teaching one-on-one is to feel like it's a roller coaster. So imagine you go up into a roller coaster, into a loop, and then it accelerates down going forward. Imagine the same feeling here in the corner. I land, I go into the loop, and then I push into the middle like this, creating a rhythmic flow to the center. All right, now for point number 3, as the camera is a bit far away from me. This point is huge and we could maybe make a whole video on this, but what this point is about is not pushing with the right leg at the right time. I will show this by showing a lunge to the forehand corner. So imagine I'm here, there's a drop that's being hit to me. Now what we too often see is people, they're almost like waiting, so have their weight fall over their non-racket leg, and now they'll be pushing with this leg and then lunging. This whole move of me falling over my leg takes a lot of time and that's very inefficient. What we need to learn to do is the second we do the split step and I land, now this leg, because I'm going over here, I'm using the leg that's the opposite direction because this leg can push me this way. So the second I land, this leg should push and then the left leg pushes and we get there efficiently. So it's a right, left, go movement and not just a falling over here and pushing. This is a subtle one, and that's why some people can look really, really fast. The second they go into the split step, they're moving. They're moving. It's because the second they land, they push with the right leg, going to the corner. Another really common issue we see is with people's lunges. With the lunge, you're always taught to land with the heel first. But even though people are taught this, we quite often see that people lunging forward, landing with a flat foot. The big issue with landing on a flat foot is the fact that my upper body will be way further forward and over my toes, meaning I have a tendency to get overbalanced and fall forward. So I have to lose a lot of muscles to get back, or maybe even put my left foot here to get back. So lunging forward, it's really important that it's diving down with the hip, landing with the heel, because when I land like this, one thing I get extra width. The other thing is right now my foot is in front of my body, meaning I can push back to get to the center. So no landing on a flat foot, because look at my chest, I get way too far forward. Need to land with the heel, lunging down. Get down in those legs is something most players have heard a lot of times. One thing we see as an issue though is that some people, they get down their legs, but they have like narrow stance in their feet, meaning they're just dropping down here in their knees. And this is actually even more slow than just being stiff-legged. So what we actually need to happen is we need to drop down in our hips, which also gives width. So dropping down my hips, I have a lot of space. You can even imagine that there needs to be a full racket between your feet, as you can see I have right now. Now, when we have width in our legs, we are fast to the side, we are fast going forward, we are fast all this way around. The only one time it's good to be narrow and have these bent legs is when doing the jump smash. Because when I'm narrow, I can generate more power going up because my whole body is pointing this way. When I get the width, I can go all the other way around. So get down those legs does not mean narrow feet with bent knees. It means getting down in our hips so we are mobile, moving around. We are way faster like this. Next point here is tighten all the time. A lot of times when we want to be fast, we have this idea we have to be flexing our muscles because muscles, they are strong. Yes, they are, but if they're strong all the time and flexed, we are super, super slow. So imagine Momota, Lee Chong-wei. These guys are so good at being relaxed when they can. So we only push when we need to, meaning in the middle, in the corners, going to the shuttle. The second I push and generate it, I relax again. It's just like hitting a shuttle. We don't tense the whole time. We are relaxed, 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 squeeze, relax, relax, relax. Same point in the footwork. We should be relaxed as often as possible because this relaxation and elasticity almost makes us fast and fluid around the court. Another big issue is if we are tense and moving and really squeezing the whole time, we are very much directionally based, meaning we can easily be fooled by deceptions because we're going only one way. If we're relaxed, more loose on the court, we can easily change to cover these different deceptions that our opponents may just throw at us. Final point, foot position. Now recently we have been posting some videos from the Denmark Open and some of them featured Shiyu Ki. And in one of his videos he did what we'd call a China jump and he landed like this with his leg. Now we had a bunch of comments saying, I love Shiyu Ki, but that's actually wrong what he's doing because his foot should be pointing out like this. That's a common misconception because a lot of when we go look at teaching online and in general, we are taught to position our foot out to save from ankle sprains. That is true. But we do this when we lunge to a corner, when we have turned our hip out, our knee pointing out, then we land like this. Whenever we are up in the air doing anything with flying, we land like this with our leg almost just following the knee in 90 degrees. The reason, or just, I guess, just straight with the knee, not pointing out like this. The reason we do this is so we can land in the corner, land with our toes and the palm of our foot, and then get in and push. If I was to jump and land on my heel, one thing is, ouch, that hurt. Second thing is, I'm slow, and now my energy will be going through here, out the court, because I can't absorb. So foot position is very important. Jeg tror, der er bevis der, at det ikke føles godt, ikke? Ouch! All right, now rounding everything off. Hopefully we get closer to looking like Laksha now. It takes time to be as good as he is, of course, because I mean, of course it does. He's one of the best in the world. But if we are vigilant, meaning if we really focus on implementing tips and tricks like the 7 we showed here, we can improve our footwork really, really a lot. Now, footwork is something where it takes time to improve, but once we've made the time, it just transfers into our game and we actually start to just train our footwork just by playing. So can we learn to implement these tips to avoid these bad habits, we will improve our game quite a lot. So a push from my side to go give some time on this and then send us a message, a comment, anything saying how it's going, we'd love to hear it. Now, rounding everything off, we do have a camp this summer. It's called the World Camp. It's huge. I mean, last year we had 18 different countries. So if you want to come learn from me, from my partner Thomas, the former world champion, and all our other star coaches, come to Denmark this June/July. We have a wonderful camp there. We also have our subscription service, Family Plus, where there's even more footwork videos and everything you can imagine in the sport of badminton. So just go give it a look. It's really cool. It's where we, if you ask me, save all our best content for. Of course, we try to give you guys something here on YouTube, but the super, super good stuff we save for that. And lastly, we have a new product called Badminton Play. So if some of you are beginner badminton players or coaches, we have a fully free product on how to get into the sport of badminton called Badminton Play. It's the first 16 lessons laid out on how to learn the grip, the movement, the etiquette, techniques, everything in badminton. But now my ramble is over. It's been a pleasure being back teaching you guys. Love to do this. I'll be seeing you guys in a video next week again. Go train, go improve, and adios.